I just noticed that this run channel here is actually broken.
There's no speakers. Like, where'd they go? The previous owner must have taken them out. Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. In this video, we're getting back on our 1998 Toyota Tacoma rebuilder. And in the last video, we got this whole rear end finally all together, and it's looking really nice because we painted everything with a super nice glossy black finish. So it's looking pretty brand new in the back, which is awesome. We are missing a few things though, and that is the rear shock absorbers, because in the last video they hadn't come in yet, and we had a special order some actual lifted shocks because this truck is actually lifted. So those finally came in, and in this video we are going to get those in this truck. But we were looking at this actual mount at the bottom here for the shock, and it turns out there's actually a bit of bolt stuck in there because when this truck got hit in an accident, it actually sheared off this leaf spring, and apparently it sheared off the shock as well. So there's a bit of bolt stuck in there. So our two options are either to drill out that bolt, I guess, or we can just use this other plate we have, because we actually swapped out the diff in this truck. So we had a duplicate of everything, and this one has the bolt in it. So I think we can just either do that or that. What do you think is the easiest option?
Well, if we didn't have the other plate, I would say could try to drill that bolt out. Normally that's quite a risky thing because sometimes you can damage the threads and you don't know what's going to happen. And we have the plate anyway, so why don't we just use it?
Yeah, and all it needs is a bit of painting.
We could paint it after it's back in.
Yeah, just swap it out. I think that'd be the easiest option. So I think that's what we're gonna do, is just swap that out, put those shocks in, get this rear end completely finished. So let's get to it. All right, let's see what these shocks look like. So these are the actual lifted ones.
Yeah, they're supposed to be lifted like up to 5.5 inches.
Okay. Oh wow, they're just plain silver.
Oh yeah, I thought it's supposed to have like decal or something on it.
Well, it apparently has stickers.
Oh,
for it.
they're in the box.
Rough
Okay.
Country premium shock absorbers. There you go. Not sponsored. Yeah, I guess we'll put those on, and I think they'll look nice.
Cool.
It's kind of a contrast for the black. They're definitely longer than the original ones. The original ones were a few inches shorter. Look at the difference. Oh. Perfect. Let's install them. All right, guys, we got these shocks on both sides and they are looking amazing, and the shocks are working proper like they should be, which is awesome. So now the next step is a major one, and that's actually getting onto bodywork on this cab. Obviously, this cab corner that my dad's pointing to right now is going to need a lot of pulling, and we've actually decided we're going to be doing something different before we actually start that pull, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of other things that we have to do on this cab. We're going to actually be repairing all the dents all around, because there's lots of other dents across the back, and on the roof there's one and a few in the front. And the paint, as you can see, is really faded.
Yeah, it's looking pretty rough.
Yeah, so we decided we're going to do a complete paint job over the whole truck here. So this is what I do all the time. This is my daily job. So for me, this is not that big a deal.
Yeah, so you're thinking it will go pretty smooth.
Yeah, but to do a nice paint job, we want to, instead of masking off these windows, the paint goes right underneath that rubber edge. So we're going to pull that window out instead. It does a way nicer job.
Yeah, so we're planning on, since we want to do a professional paint job, we're actually going to end up taking out the rear window and possibly this side window too.
Same thing here. It's hard to get paint in this gap here nice.
Oh,
so let's just take that window out.
Yeah.
And then the same thing with the door handles and all the rubber moldings. It's way nicer to get paint job all the way underneath there.
So basically our plan is to gut the entire cab so we can get it ready for paint potentially in the future, but also just make it easier to work on with the dents and everything.
That's right. And we have to remove the stripes here anyway, and this chrome thing here, and there's all kinds of stuff.
Flares and So that's what we're going to tackle next, is gutting this whole cab. So that's going to be a pretty big job, but let's get to it. All right, guys, we did a ton of work here. We gutted the whole interior, as you saw, getting these rear windows out. And it was actually fairly easy once we got the hang of that. So now that's all done, which is awesome. We also gutted these doors because we had to take the handles and the mirrors off for when we paint it. And about those handles, actually, you should see how damaged they were. Someone absolutely demolished this handle somehow. Must have been when it was like cold out or something. It just shattered. But anyway, we actually already bought new ones, nice chrome ones. So we'll be replacing those after this truck is painted, of course. So that's nice. Another thing we noticed when we took the door pad off, there's no speakers. Like, where'd they go? The previous owner must have taken them out because they must have been like some aftermarket ones. So that kind of sucks, but we'll definitely have to find some nice speakers for in there. Also, we had to take off the window to get off some trim here, and we figured out that it must be some sort of switch issue because it was not working with the switch but we hot wired it and the motor was still working, so that's good, but something's wrong with the switch, so we'll have to figure that out some other time. There's only a few things left to do now, and the big thing is taking out that rear window in the back of that cab, and then we also have to take off a few more trim parts, so let's go tackle that. Alright guys, we got this truck completely gutted. As you can see, all the windows are out of it and the whole outside is all nice and clean, and there's no more stripes and all this glue residue from these weird panels here. But now it's all bare, and now we can finally get on to the main work, which is this corner here. That's going to need a bit of pulling, and we actually have a bit of equipment here, like this heavy duty clamp, and my dad's got a bit of a plan for how we're going to pull that corner out.
Right, the first thing that we're going to do is going to remove all the paint in the area here that we're working on. Then we're going to weld in a row of these special pulling pins that we have. And then this clamp here will attach those pins. And then we're going to just pull this slowly out and then work the metal around it and until the dent comes out, and then hopefully that works.
You in the backyard of your old farm in the summer. Stayed there for 3 weeks where we learned to love each other. Wrote you letters, sent a message to the goddamn. Skip to the present, haven't been so happy ever. Sitting in your room, working on my first record. Skip to the present, and I still haven't released it. But it's okay, 'cause the new songs are better. That's what it feels like, haven't been so happy ever.
Take a look at this, guys. We got this corner completely knocked out now, and it turned out amazing, and now it's flat. And honestly, it was quite satisfying seeing this pulling tower just pull out those dents. It's looked pretty easy with my dad doing it, but how easy was it actually?
Well, actually, it was quite difficult. It's one of the worst kind of dents to repair because it was really mashed in there. And so it's very stretched. We had to do a lot of shrinking. And the worst part, of course, is that there was no access from the back.
Yeah, it's all enclosed back there.
Like a big box section there, right? So we had to do all the pulling with these pulling pins and shrink it down. And now we've got it right into the right shape now, ready for filler.
Yeah, like you said, now it's all ready for body filler. And we're probably going to be using the fiberglass kitty hair body filler because it was a big dent. And we're actually going to be doing that in the next video because we're going to end this video here. And in the next video, we're going to hopefully knock out all the rest of the dents on this cab. And that's going to be amazing once that's all done. So subscribe and stay notified for the next video when we finish this cab, hopefully. I'll see you guys then. See ya. Hey guys, welcome back to our video channel. Not video, what?